If you're just getting started on YouTube, you want to get started on the right foot. You want to know, what can I do to kind of take a shortcut so I can get results? And that's what this episode is for. I've helped many channels start from the beginning and achieve major results in their first year. So let's dive right in.
I'm excited to talk to Nate today about how to start a YouTube channel for beginners, because he has really, almost every one of his clients that he's worked with has been a beginner when they've started this YouTube journey. But I really want to get into some more of the nitty-gritty details, like what kind of equipment do you need, how often you need to post videos, and what kind of investment you need to make to start a YouTube channel. So Nate, what kind of equipment do you need to start a YouTube channel?
Well, right off the bat, this thing right here is this camera that you've got in your pocket or your purse is what you need to get started. You need content, and equipment wise, you can start right here. Put it on this mode or selfie mode even, and have it be steady and just talk to it conversationally. What's more important than the gear or the equipment is the content itself, right? So if you have things to say, or relating to my strategy, if you have expertise, you have answers to questions people are asking about out there, it doesn't really matter what gear you use. Like, here's another way of saying it. If you had Steven Spielberg produce your video, and it's going to be awesome, right? We know it's going to be great. Or you can film the video on your own, it's probably going to get you pretty close to the same results. Maybe there's a 5 or 10 or 20% difference, but to get started with what you've got, you will get results from it.
So legitimately, you don't need anything else besides your phone. What should you be focusing on as far as like sound or lighting, camera quality, that sort of a thing?
You're good to ask those questions because it is important, but you don't need to buy anything necessarily in the beginning. And then when you run into a challenge, you can buy different gear to kind of make up for that or to fix that and make it better. So for example, if I'm filming selfie style, right, my camera is close enough to me, the audio is going to be pretty good. Listen to it, see how it sounds. If not, you can get a little wired lav mic and clip it, if it's a little bit further away. But for lighting, face a window. Face a window that's got not direct light on you, but natural light coming in. If your back is to the window, behind you, you're going to be a silhouette, you're going to be a shadow. So those are some things that you can do right off the bat. You can watch other tutorials on YouTube to know how to light things or how to sound better in your videos, but that's really the best way to get started.
So if it's just me and my phone, what topics should I be speaking on?
Well, that's the real area that I have expertise in, that people really know me for. I have my leaf strategy. And what the leaf strategy is, I'll just share the quick tree analogy. You've got a tree that's got a broad trunk that goes out to branches, and then there's leaves on the end of each of these branches, right? So you have expertise, and your core area of expertise, that's represented by the trunk. And if you were to write a book, all the different chapters of the book, that represents all the different branches of this tree. Well, what are these leaves then? Well, the leaves represent the very, very specific questions people are asking you that you have expertise in, okay? So to wrap up this analogy, you don't want to make videos on trunk topics. You don't want to make videos on branch topics. You only want to make videos on leaf topics. You just want to answer the very, very specific questions. When I say very specific, you want long phrases, like 8-word plus questions that people are consistently asking every single month on Google and YouTube. By doing that one step, you will make sure that you have an audience built in to your video. So you post that video to YouTube and you will get views.
So how do you know if people are asking these questions already though?
So the good news is this went from a pretty complicated process to very, very simple. Because 2.5 years ago, a company that creates SEO tools, they created this tool called the Keyword Magic Tool, and it does all the work. I just put in a couple of words like, I want to talk about setting goals. And it will tell me what questions that are 8, 9, and 10 words long that are really, really specific about about how to set goals or achieve goals, but really, really specific, like how can dentists attract more patients to their clinic? I mean, really specific phrases like that, you can use this tool and it will tell you what those questions are. Now, in fact, I'll say to you, I'll link to a video right up here, because if you want me to demonstrate using this tool and show you what the tool is, you can watch the video right up there and I'll show you how that works.
So I got my phone, I got my topic. How often should I be posting a new episode on YouTube?
Okay, a minimum of 1 episode per week, and you will start to build gradual momentum on your channel. You'll start to get that trickle of ideal viewers, like people that want to hire you. Those are the type of people that will find your videos when you follow this strategy. So just start with 1 a week. Now, if you've seen the type of exponential results that my clients get, that's because we've increased to 5 episodes per week. That's a lot of work, but it gets huge results. The first 4 months are pretty boring, right? For the amount of effort and work that we're putting in, launching 5 episodes per week, you don't really see anything. I mean, you see an increase in volume because you're putting out 5 times as many videos. So you kind of start to see 5 times as many views. But after the 4-month mark, it starts to increase above that. Oftentimes we'll have huge spikes or we'll just see big pivots. So just as an example, I had a channel that we started producing a year ago, and she had already built her channel to 6,000 subscribers. But using this strategy, launching 5 episodes a week, she's over 260,000 subscribers now, and we're just like 13 months later.
Sheesh. It really has been amazing to watch the growth that channel has had. So how long should these episodes be that you're making?
So we always shoot for 10 to 12 minutes average. Okay, so if some episodes are shorter, 7 or 8 minutes, some episodes are going to be longer, say 15. You want to shoot for an average of 10 to 12 minutes. That's kind of the sweet spot. And
you mentioned 5 episodes per week, 10 to 12 minute episodes. I mean, this sounds like, I mean, you said it, that it's a lot of work. You know, how do you plan that much content?
Well, the keyword research is the way that we plan it. When we dive into that tool, you'll find hundreds of different ideas, and then you've just got to like, oh, how do I answer that question? And you write down your notes. So that part of it's kind of the technical, how do I plan for it? But then how do you come up with the time to film and edit an episode every single day? Or I call 5 episodes a week daily. I mean, that's a crazy schedule. Well, I personally and all of my clients, we film 20 episodes in a day. And that means we don't have to film only once but every 4 weeks, right? So, I mean, that's how you make it possible, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of episodes to put out daily content.
I'm glad that you brought up editing. Like, how much time does it take to edit a video down?
Editing takes a crazy amount of time. Like, I'm not crazy, but I mean, to edit an episode, it might take an hour. It might take 3 hours per episode. That is a lot of time. But for me, it's never been a concern because I can hire other people to do that. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but my editors, I outsource them. I pay my editors $450 per month. So that's a full-time editor. And I've got 9 of them because I produce so many different channels. But I do recommend that in the beginning, you edit your first episode. You edit your second, probably, the first handful of episodes, so that you can then hire somebody else and show them exactly how you would edit it, but turn it over to them and entrust them and use their creativity so that it doesn't take up your time.
When you're first starting editing, do you need a special software? Like, do you need to go spend a bunch of money on a fancy editing software?
You can get away with iMovie, which is free on the Mac or the iPhone. It is great. If you want the upgraded version, it's great too. That's the one that I love, Final Cut Pro. I think I open it like once every couple of months. On the PC side, there's DaVinci Resolve that people are really coming to love today. There's a free version and there's a premium version. There is Adobe Premiere, which can be more expensive because it's a monthly subscription, and that's what my team uses. Really, I wouldn't stress so much about what software you use, because all the fancy bells and whistles that come and that differentiate these different softwares, you're not going to be using those things. I want you to keep to simple edits. Jump cuts are acceptable on YouTube, and just trim it, tighten things up, do simple, clean edits, because the more fancy you try and get with your editing, the more that people know you're an amateur. So just start off basic, just do the basic stuff, and you can use any free editing software to do that.
Well, it sounds like you already answered my last question. of like how much it costs. I mean, it sounds legitimately like it's free to do this as long as you have a phone that you can start your YouTube channel and really start attracting the audience that you're looking for.
Yep, there's free versions, and then only upgrade if you want to do more complex things than the free version can't do. So Devin asked me a lot of great questions. You probably have more questions, and I want to help you get the results that you want on YouTube. Well, I've created a free resource for you. It's called my Influencer Almanac. You'll find a link to it below, and it's free. I put all my tips and all my strategies, the formulas that I use to get the results on YouTube, and it's yours for free.